Good afternoon, good evening, and hello, and all those cool things. My name's Dale. I am a couch warrior, just like you guys. Well, some of you guys are actually pretty cool and probably kick my ass. But hey, um, yeah, that's the name of my show. So hey, what are we going to do about it? Welcome. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about some UFC action. UFC 324. No. Yeah, that's right, 324. That's what I spoke about last week. Then I kind of ran out of time, but apparently the same day, UFC 325 got announced, and that is Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. I will be getting to that shortly, but first I thought that I'd talk a little bit about the featured prelim of UFC 323, which is coming up this weekend. Um, Sunday the 7th? Or the 6th, if you're watching in a different time zone. So this fight is a tasty fight that is going to either end in one or two ways. Very excitingly or pretty boringly, to be fair. But let's see what it is. By one little magical press of this button. Um, yeah, it's Grant Dawson versus Manel Torres. Um, Manel Torres is a great fighter. He is from Mexico. Um, and he is also, I think, running a pretty good record at the moment. Grant Dawson is also running a pretty damn good record too. We're going to learn a little bit about these two dudes in the just because I felt like it really. But yeah, so I think before I uh, a blind a blind who's gonna win on this is probably gonna be Grant Dawson for me. Because I've seen him fight before, and other than getting knocked the fuck out by Bobby Green, um, I think he's a pretty damn good fighter. But anyway, let's scroll down and see how they're getting on. So I'm on Tapology here. Big shout out to Tapology. But so 23, 2 and 1 versus 16, 3 and 0. Manel Torres is the younger fighter by a year and a bit, a year and a month, roughly. Both in the lightweight division. I believe. Um, oh yeah, American top team. Grant Dawson fights out of, so he'll be. He would have been training partners with old George Masvidal, or Street Jesus, as he used to be called, and Dustin Poirier. Mike Brown will probably be his coach in the corner. They are both crazy in the last from 2022 to 2025. They're both 4-1 in their record. I believe that it goes. Um, Manel, Tor- uh, Manel Torres lost one of his last fights. I can't even remember what that fight ended up was. I wonder if I can just. Oh, well, I can do that. Ignacio Bahamondes. Oh, that's right. I remember that one. That's crazy. That was a good fight, that one. But and then he bounced back with Drew Dober. Fucking smoked him like it ain't no thing. Grant Dawson has lost theirs. Old King Green. That's right. He likes to be called King Green, but it's Bobby Green. It's face facts. But yeah, he was just on like that. There got him into the UFC's top 15 division. Now he fought that dude there, which I didn't even know, but unanimous decision. Ground and pound. That was actually not a bad fight. And then Diego Ferreira, that wasn't a great fight. That was a little bit of a stinker, to be fair. Um, yeah, but they have a reach. Manel Torres has a reach differential um, of what was it? That will be it's not even that much. It's literally 1.5 inches, so it's 5 centimeters. 4 centimeters. So it's not even that bad. So they're about the same size. So I reckon, yeah, I think if if old mate does his does his his playbook, and he absolutely smokes his playbook, he will be cruising to a unanimous decision victory. However, being brutally KO'd by King Green um, a year and a bit, a couple of years ago now. Oh, jeez. Um, he does have that chance of, you know, sparking him and seeing if he's, and yeah, so there. But I'll tell you something. What I don't, which kind of like it doesn't boil my piss as it were, but it does kind of buzz me the fuck out. Is why are they using brown and various shades of brown on on their things? Yeah. I mean, fair enough, but holy damn. Yeah, but I think Grant Dawson's going to win this 29-28 decision. Um, so, I mean, that's just me. But I thought I'd just do a little bit of a bit of a thing. But look at those muscles, like look at those fucking veins on that motherfucker's like, fucking, fucking, ole, do not touch my burrito. And yeah, no, Grant Dawson. But yeah, I think old Dawson's going to win that decision. But yeah. But anyway, I'll go into UFC 325 with at same for later. Yeah, Volk versus Lopez. People forget, man, this fight wasn't that long ago, and it's yeah, and I don't think a lot of people have a nice, it's not a nice taste in their mouth from it because Volk's retiring at the um, when this is all said and done, which is a bit disappointing. But I mean, you got to do it. I mean, dude's like 37 now, or 30. He might even be 38. No, I think it's 37. But either way, it's year of the young was 2025. Um, does it spill over into 2026? I I personally think it does. Um, and I am rooting for Volk. I mean, let's face it. How can you not? How can you not love a look at a lovable scamp? He's not smiling there, but he's smiling there. But you know what I'm saying? Like, he is. He is pretty damn good. I mean, only losing to Ilya Topuria and Islam Makhachev, and some random dude 100 years ago. Um, I mean, how? I mean, Diego Lopez ain't no Islam Makhachev. He ain't no Ilya Topuria. Yeah, he ain't no Ilya Toptoro. Um, and um, winning a title shot off finishing Gene Silver at UFC Nacho. I'm not particularly big on it either, to be honest. I was partial on Volk versus Lerone Murphy, but that's my couple of cents on the whole sitchy. Excuse me. But yeah, no. So this is the only fight that's on the card. It's on Saturday. Well, yeah, Saturday, January the 31st. So I don't think, so they don't really have anything sorted out for this, but I've found a few things. Did a little bit of a scroll through the old Twitter, through the old X, and I found a couple of things. So my boy, old Lerone Murphy there. He's called the Miracle because he got shot a bunch of times. He got shot in the face and shot in the chest and shot in the arm or some shit. So he's been in the battles, lad, in a place that isn't allowing guns or anything like that. But hey, that's beside the point. Movsar Evloev is a boring fighter, so that's why they didn't give him the title shot. Which is which is a bit sad, really. It's a bit sad for what they've done, but sometimes they've just got to do what they got to do. And when you've got a 7-year deal with a company that's paying you, over $1 billion per year, you got to do what you got to do for a few, for the first few events. Like, it's, People forget, man. They fucking own the UFC, not the UFC. So they will just do like, okay, we don't want that shit. No, no, we don't. What a decision! That wasn't a war though. That was some guy hugging another guy for 15 minutes. No, we don't want that. A champion that only does ground and pound. Ooh. George Street Pier was like so 10 years ago, well, so 20 years ago now. Ugh. Tito Ortiz is rolling in his grave if he had a grave. You know? Oh my god. Randy Couture is fucking, in the old people's home, fucking shaking his fists in the air. Oh, it's crazy. But I understand. First few you got to get out the way. You know, so then you can kind of look after the White House. After the first 6 7 months, start dripping. Then you can start chucking these dudes back in there. The bradas. Because they don't want fucking 8 champions that are bradas. Because it's the same reason why they don't want that they don't want they didn't want uh like when Israel Adesanya was the champion, that's why they didn't want like up and coming. Uh, they didn't give old Blood Diamond the Dana White privilege. Kai Kara France, they kind of they gave him a wee bit of a leg up, but there was that certain point, and but we unfortunately just couldn't hit that. That championship thing would get. It was just so. I mean, except for Izzy, he just absolutely just obliterated everyone on that come up. That's very crazy, very great. Like I mean, and that's something that people forget, man, is that Israel Adesanya is a great fighter. He is a brilliant fighter, and shout out Izzy, shout out all the CKP boys and all that kind of stuff. Last little bit of news. Actually, no, I completely forgot about this. So this fight would be great on UFC 325, and it should be booked for as such. But they won't do it because they won't want to fight each other. They've called each other out, but they won't do it because that's how they rock. But no, it was there is. He's on his PlayStation 3, just going, "What's up, guys? We did it. No, this one here. Light heavyweight interim title fight. Carlos Holberg versus Yuri Prohaska. Or Yuri Prasky, as Chael would call him. Um, yeah. I think um, if this does happen, this would be an amazing fight, and I unfortunately would have to go for my boy Yuri Prohaska. Uh, Purely because I don't think Carlos Holberg can deal with someone that's coming at him in 50 different directions, and and just the wild man that that Yuri is. It's just I think he's just a wee bit too wild for the technique of Holberg. But I mean, that would be cool if it happened. It'd be awesome if it happened. But but if those three, the Ivlev and Murphy, that was put on, and as well as Volk, Diego Lopez, and this fight on UFC 325, you could just chuck Jake Matthews versus Neil Magny too, or fucking get Dan Hooker versus Hanato Moicano on there. Not that Moicano would fight in Australia because of the taxes, but I know that Kai France ain't fighting anymore. Get one of the Australians, Jack Jenkins. Hell, if JDM wants to get back in there and rust, get the ring rust off, and like shake off the cobwebs after getting fucking blobbed by Islam, hey, there's some really cool matchups that can be chucked on here. Let's just hope it's not just a bunch of it's just, yeah, let's just hope it's not just carried by two or three really. I would say two, like two really good fights, and then everything else is like, whatever, man. You know. I mean, Sean Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez could be coming up soon, so that they could be going for that. They could be, they could be there. But I mean, you'll you'll have to tell me in the thoughts in the comments below. But yeah, and I think with that, I'll go back to my little big screen of my big fat head. Bing. Um, I will leave you with this. No, I'm just fucking with you. All right, like and subscribe, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.